From the John C. Hinch Production Art Studios in Peoria, Illinois, VideoMax Limited presents Midstate Magazine with your hosts, Matt Danielowitz and Marcella Gillen. News with Joe Williams and Katie Sullivan, and your Midstate reporting team. Sports with Zach Cassee and Gabrielle Balzell, and your sports reporting team. On the Beat with Christine Kinnear. The Buzz with Ashley Edlin. Get Real with Christy Surgett. Let's Eat with Stephanie Sally Robbins. About Crew with Elise Anders. Cooking for Two with Ashley Edlin and Scott DeMont. And State of the Arts with Elizabeth Scoville. And now, from America's friendliest city, Midstate Magazine starts right now.
Hi, and welcome to the new season of Midstate Magazine. I am your host, Montel Hardy.
And I'm your other host, Marcella Gillen. And I'm really excited about this new season. New faces, but also some old familiar faces we're going to be seeing.
Absolutely. I got to know a few of the personalities around here as well.
And of course, you're a new face.
Of course. I'm probably,
I think we'll keep you around here.
Yeah,
you know,
hopefully.
something to be really excited about, along with the nice spring weather that's rapidly approaching, is Valentine's Day, Montel.
Yeah, tell me about it. I think right now I'm in that middle position, so I don't really have a girlfriend. So I'm kind of like, yeah, I just got some really close best friends, and they're all expecting something.
That's who you celebrate it with, because I know I don't really have a Valentine's Day. But
yeah. Well, what would you suggest getting a girl? Like, what's too serious? What's not serious enough?
You know, it always depends, but from my perspective, you can send roses not just on Valentine's Day, but any day of the year, and that'll surprise her more, and that'll, you know, it's
that's great.
not a better surprise
Okay.
than getting it on Valentine's Day when it's sort of expected.
Mm-hmm.
So just remember that when you do have that significant other to celebrate Valentine's Day with.
Most
Right.
definitely, most definitely. I think when it comes down to it, because I always thought roses would be a little bit of a cliche, but if girls, you know, you think girls actually, you know, is it one or is it the bouquet you think will work?
You know, it really doesn't matter. I wouldn't mind just one, but that's just me. As long as you're spending time with somebody, that's fine with me. Well, a lot has happened since last year, and our news anchors have that information. Let's take a look.
Good evening, I'm Jake Schultz from Midstate Magazine.
And I'm Ashley Edlin, and now let's take a first look at the news.
The Homeland Security Department says that the country's color-coded terror threat system will end by April of this year. The system was created after the September 11th attacks in 2001. It presents 5 threat levels: low, guarded, elevated, high, and severe, each highlighted by a different color. The threat level has not changed from elevated since 2006. Officials have been studying the usefulness of the system over the last year and will devise a more effective method to replace it.
Egyptians are getting a lot of support from Americans across the country. At the end of January, 100 protesters in central Illinois rallied to show support for the thousands of Egyptians who are trying to overthrow President Hosni Mubarak. Other rallies in America included hundreds in front of the United Nations in New York.
Illinois legislators are proposing a bill that would create new state agencies. The Democrats proposing the bill hope that new agencies will act as an economic stimuli for more jobs. They also want to issue tax credits to certain groups, including small business owners, volunteers, and disabled persons. The credits would come from state revenue. Republicans fear that the state budget is already too tight to allow for more programs and more spending. The Illinois deficit is already at a projected $15 billion.
Social networking has proven very useful for charities. A recent survey of 2,300 American adults found that more people are inclined to donate and volunteer for the organizations through networks such as Facebook and Twitter. Charities are now focusing more on their profiles and updating their Twitter accounts because it has become easier to inform and find others who have similar interests.
February 2011 marks the 35th celebration of Black History Month. The commemoration began in 1926 with Black History Week and was extended to the entire month in 1976. Peoria hosted several celebrations, which included storytelling events at the Peoria Public Library on February 10th and the annual Black History program at the ICC campus on February 21st.
Big Al's, the 35-year-old downtown legend, was recently granted approval from Peoria's Liquor Commission to conduct business in the future at 407 South West Jefferson Avenue. Prior to the vote, prospective neighbors pled against the relocation of the adult entertainment club. One of the major complaints presented by protesters was about the new location to the Maya's Just 4 Kids Learning Center. The move is the first part of the plan to renovate the Hotel Père Marquette, as well as construct an adjoining Marriott courtyard. The biggest night for film in the Academy Awards is airing live on February 27th. Though the results are kept secret until the night of the ceremony, previous awards like the Screen Actors Guild, Directors Guild of America, and Writers Guild of America are considered a sneak preview of what is to happen on the 27th. Colin Firth won Best Actor for The King's Speech, and Natalie Portman won Best Actress for Black Swan. The Social Network's Aaron Sorkin won Best Adapted Screenplay, and Christopher Nolan won for Inception for Best Original Screenplay. Now here's Kevin McClellan with sports.
The Winter X Games have broken another attendance record for their event. The 2011 Games brought an estimated 114,200 people over the four-day competition, which was a 40% increase over last year's attendance. This year was the 15th year of X Games competition, and at least 3 of the 4 days set single-day attendance records. Spring is right around the corner, which means fishing season is here in central Illinois. The Springfield Crappie Club has announced their tournament schedule for this spring, which includes 5 tournaments throughout the months of March, April, and May. 2 of the tournaments are open to the public. The remaining 3 require club membership. If you're interested in membership, check out www.springfieldcrappieclub.com and get fishing. For those of you experiencing some cabin fever this winter, don't worry. If you need to be outside and be among nature, there's a great place nearby where you can camp out, do some cross-country skiing, and even some sledding. Jubilee College State Park is located just 25 minutes west of Peoria near Brimfield, Illinois. They have over 3,200 acres out there, which means plenty of space to yourself if you like. The park is open year-round, but weather may impact what activities are available when. For more information on what is available, call 309-446-3758. Bradley University is encouraging their students, faculty, and staff to be healthy. Midstate's Tara Jabari has more.
For 3 semesters, the Get Fit, Stay Fit program educates others on how to make healthier choices. Free to join, the program keeps track of how many times a Bradley student or staff member come to information meetings or to work out at the Markin Recreational Center. It does not keep track of how much weight a person has lost, but its purpose is to get people to work out more and know how to eat right.
You know, it's not a real time-consuming program, because it's not like we're weighing in people every week or measuring.
It's just like getting active and just going to the gym.
The information sessions last 30 to 40 minutes and discuss topics such as eating smart, managing stress, and staying motivated to working out and eating healthy. From January 24th through April 22nd, they will be collecting points, and every Friday in the offices of the Markin Center, they offer prizes ranging from water bottles to iPod shuffles. And Danielle and Lexi have advice for people who cannot join the program or who are not part of Bradley University.
Well, you can work out in like your dorm room. You can use soup cans, laundry detergent, big jugs of water. You can put your feet up on the on the ladders in dorm rooms and do ab workouts there.
No matter what the season is, you can always stay fit. You can spend less than 20 bucks on a weight ball like this, or use household products for weights. You can go up and down the staircase or do simple squats while you're watching television. And of course, watch what you eat, check those labels, and drink plenty of fluids, especially water. For Midstate Magazine, I'm Tara Jabari.
For more information on the program, visit bradley.edu/campusrec and click on the Get Fit, Stay Fit. That's it for sports. Back to you, Ashley.
Authorities confirmed a toilet carrying a cell phone and a radio transmitter left outside a government building in Townsend is not dangerous. The toilet was discovered last week on the sidewalk outside the county executive and county council's office. Images and notes were arranged on the toilet in a manner which raised suspicion, but authorities declined to comment on the content. Authorities brought in a hazardous device team, a bomb-sniffing dog, and a crime lab personnel to investigate the occurrence. I don't know about you guys, but that's pretty serious.
I mean, it's toilets outside of government buildings. Better be careful.
I know, right? Wow, that's a big deal.
What will they think of next?
I don't know.
Well, that's all for the news. I'm Jake Schultz.
And I'm Ashley Edlin.
And I'm Kevin McClelland. Have a good evening and join us again next week.
Yeah, I don't know about that toilet.
Yeah, I think that was kind of weird too. I mean, what kind of threat would toilets pose, you think?
I don't want to know. But really, we had that news update about President Mubarak stepping down last week, and it was really a great celebration for the Egyptians, especially because they were able to have a peaceful protest, and the transition was made successfully. So hopefully now that the military is in power, we're going to see more of a democratic kind of system going on there.
Absolutely. I'm sure that's what people were fearing. You didn't really want a whole lot of bloodshed in that type of situation and changing the government.
And one of the people that they interviewed when I was watching the news was an Egyptian man, and he said he wanted to thank Mark Zuckerberg for helping, with the social network, because people were able to post online what they were seeing in the rallies and see that they were missing out on democracy in a capitalistic society here.
That's what I heard a lot of on Facebook and Twitter, and that's like a new source of news now.
Yeah.
Anything first before reporters even report it, it's on Twitter. It's on Facebook
young people
first.
really tend to get their news off of Twitter, Facebook, etc.
And that's always effective, I think, getting the word around quickly.
Yeah, what happened to newspapers, right? Well, Elise Ander, let us know how to remake a Western classic is worth seeing or not. Take it away, Elise.
The Coen brothers are at it again, and today we look at their newest film, True Grit. We head to the Old West to see two of the toughest men and a young girl who can ride along with them.
Mr. Cogburn?
What do you want, girl?
I'm looking for the man who killed my father. The man's name is Tom Cheney, and I need somebody to go after him.
What's your name?
My name is Maddie Ross. Marshal Cogburn? Can we depart this afternoon?
We?
I'm going with you.
Haley Steinfeld eases into her role alongside Academy Award winners Matt Damon and Jeff Bridges.
I was nervous, but I think just being there and seeing how, what great guys they are, I was more fascinated then at that point than intimidated, just to be in their presence. And that goes for, all the actors as well. And they're just so humble that, they really don't come off as intimidating at all.
Are you some kind of law?
I'm a Texas Ranger.
You missed your shot, Cogburn.
Just let this go.
I thought you were going to say the sun was in your eyes. That is to say, your eye.
I don't like you.
I will not go back, not without Cheney, dead or alive.
Our laser gotta cut you down.
Cheney's here! Help me, Marshal!
I will kill this girl!
Biggest mistake you ever made.
Element God's gonna cut you down.
I give this movie 5 out of 5. Haley was remarkable. She didn't miss a beat as the no-nonsense teenager. Matt Damon and Jeff Bridges worked very well together. The ensemble as a whole did a fine job. If you're looking for a movie with non-stop action, then this movie isn't for you. But if you want to sit down and watch a great story with outstanding acting, then go see True Grit. Stay tuned next week as I will be taking a look at this year's Oscar nominees. For Get Real, I'm Elise Sandard.
I actually watched that movie and I loved it. It's really deserving of the 5 stars that it got.
From just looking at the previews, I haven't seen it yet, but I was impressed with the acting performance of the younger girl. You said
I know, Haley, yes. She's,
yeah.
I want to say she's like 13, I don't know, but she's definitely a teen, like a preteen. But she, in her role, she was just so mature and like very assertive. Kind of stood out there for like young women.
And that's the way you have to be when you have a main role, when you're working with professional actors.
Right.
Like she said, I'm glad that whoever interviewed her asked a real good question as to how intimidating that can be. I'm sure very
Agreed.
much
And
so.
Throughout the movie, like when it first began, when I was watching it, I was like, where's Matt Damon? I couldn't see him anywhere. And he completely transformed in that movie.
Yeah.
He looked like he was really old for one. And then just he brought on this serious role and he was able to do that.
I really think that's the mark of a good actor, being able to change and transform,
yes. And Haley's got a lot in store for her future. I can see that.
Yeah, honestly, me too.
My brother actually has the video game for True Grit. I didn't even know it came out until I came home and I see him playing it all the time. It was kind of funny.
I feel you. It's a real fun game. I'm a huge video game fan myself. Wouldn't it be great to see the stars, especially now with Valentine's Day coming up? Well, our Kristen Pedicini lets us know where we can see the stars during the daylight.
Ooh.
Do you ever wish you could look up and see the stars at night? At the Lakeview Planetarium, you can see the stars every night. On Lincoln University, not only are the stars visible, but also the solar system and the rest of the galaxy. Visitors can explore the possibilities of being an astronaut and discover the truth behind the zodiac signs.
Astrologers tell us, well, really the zodiacal signs aren't based on the stars in the sky with those dates anyway. We just use the names, but actually they're based on your date of birth.
As you walk in, the walls are lined with a familiar face.
Scott Altman, who is our famous local astronaut from Pekin, Illinois, and he was the commander on the last space shuttle repair mission. He visited here. He had done a special presentation out in the park in front of the museum. And he came in, we did a program for him, and he signed our projectors.
Among the paintings, sculptures, models, and photographs, one of the biggest attractions is the planetarium's laser show.
Basically, it's orchestrated laser imagery to popular rock music, mostly from another era, my era. It's pure entertainment. There's nothing scientific about it. There's nothing astronomical about it, except it looks cool on the dome.
Come on down to Lakeview Planetarium, where you can see laser shows every Saturday and Sunday while listening to classical rock, such as Led Zeppelin and Pink Floyd. It's from noon to 4 on the hour, every hour. For Midstate Magazine, I'm Kristen Pedicini.
That music was just phenomenal in the background.
Wasn't it kind of moving, you know? It made it seem just a whole nother level of interesting.
Yeah, but I was really surprised to see that we had somebody from Pekin, you know, become that commander for NASA. That's really great.
That's really, it really is. And it's a lot of things you don't hear in this area that happen great. I myself found out only a couple weeks ago that one of the first African-American astronauts actually went to Bradley.
No way!
Yeah, so it's from this area, yeah. It's amazing, though.
And I'd really like to go visit that. I mean, I've always found, you know, outer space, like, really just, it's over my head, of course, all their terminology they're using, but I just found it really interesting.
It is interesting. I mean, I think everyone's taking that trip when you're like second, third grade. I'm a Chicago kid, so I went to the planetarium. I think it's the Adler Planetarium. It's always an experience. It's one of those you do once in a while, and it's just amazing.
Or you could just lay out a blanket, look up at the stars. You know, my dad always used to get his, I think they call it I don't know, some sort of a scope, and we could look out and watch it, and he'd kind of talk about it with us, and we'd bond. So I have great memories about that, too.
Sure you do. I'm sure you do. I think everyone had that big telescope, and what they did with it was kind of like, you know, hopefully you used it. Maybe it's sat in the garage.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, let's see what Christine has for us this week with the latest music news.
This week, we review the retro stylings of Mayer Hawthorne's album, A Strange Arrangement. Hawthorne's music earns the retro title because his work sounds like it was recorded in the late 1960s. As a child, Mayer Hawthorne would listen to his father's car radio. Hailing from Ann Arbor, Michigan, just outside of Detroit, it was only natural that region's deep-rooted soul and jazz history would have a major influence on his life. His music sounds much like that of his major influences, which include Barry White, Smokey Robinson, and Eddie Holland Jr. At the age of 29, Hawthorne is a singer, producer, and multi-instrumentalist. He never planned on becoming a musician and was never formally trained. Still, he was signed to Stone's Throw Records after the owner heard just 2 of his tracks. Even more amazing is the fact that Hawthorne plays every instrument on his album. He has the Motown assembly line sound, but without the big band. It can be hard to believe that such heartfelt lyrics and melodies are constructed by a 29-year-old from Michigan who considers his music to be soul in the traditional sense, but assures listener his songs are new material. His music sounds old, but his style is new. For On the Beat, I'm Christine Kinnear.
Now, did I hear her right when she said that Hawthorne played every single instrument?
Exactly. I think with all that work involved, he maybe quadrupled his work on the album. Normally people have a band or, you know, some of the hip-hop pop music. They have machines that do all that, so you just sing. So in addition to singing, he does everything.
Superman there. Because, I mean, I used to play the clarinet when I was younger, and I got really mad one day, and it accidentally fell on the ground and broke. So
accidentally? You sure about that?
No, I used to get so frustrated. I cannot imagine playing every single instrument.
Yeah, I mean, it's never like an easy thing to do. I always was one. I played a lot of piano growing up, but I could never really
have an ear for it, huh?
Exactly. I played mostly by ear. I still can't read music, but when I played a lot when I was little, and even now toy around with a good piano, it's never easy. It's never easy.
It really does benefit you because studies show that kids that are involved in instruments usually tend to excel in school too.
Exactly. I'm pretty sure Hawthorne was probably getting straight A's in that case, correct?
Let's just assume he was.
Yeah, most definitely.
Absolutely.
With the Super Bowl game done, Samantha Labos went out to see just how much people knew about the game and its history. Let's see Street Team.
Given that the Super Bowl is the most watched event on television, we wanted to see what everyone on campus knew and how much they knew about the Super Bowl. What number is the Super Bowl going to be?
47.
What team played in the first Super Bowl ever?
I don't even know when the first Super Bowl was. So I don't know.
It's in the 40s. I know that.
Pick one of those.
36, I think. 37, 38, 39. Am I higher or lower?
48, 46, 45.
Yeah!
Wow! All right.
40, 41, 42, 47, 46, 45.
Yeah! What two teams are playing? Green Bay Packers and Pittsburgh Steelers.
There you go.
The Packers, no? And, I don't know.
Football teams.
The Packers and I don't know who else. The Steelers? Yeah, that was my seriously my second guess. I knew that was your second guess. Do you know any of the quarterbacks for either of those teams?
Aaron Rodgers and Ben Roethlisberger.
Ben Roethlisberger and Aaron Rodgers.
I do not know. Or Roethlisberger. Is he like sexual harassment charges or something against him? That's all I know.
So football is your favorite sport?
Clearly.
Yeah, I could tell. For Midstate Magazine, I'm Samantha Lebos.
It's incredible because they say it's the most watched, live performance in the U.S., yet not a lot of those kids knew too much about the history of the
I guess
Super
it's
Bowl.
one of those, and I mean, I'm a huge sports fan myself, but when you're little or if you, don't really follow sports, it's mostly half your household watching and you're just around,
right,
you're
you
just
either
along for the
grow up
ride.
with it or you don't, there's no in between.
I grew up with my dad in the house, so it was always, football, basketball, baseball.
Right, and there's always that stereotype that, the women will watch it for their commercials and then the men watch it for the actual game.
Yeah,
I enjoyed the commercials.
Yeah, I myself, my mom and my dad traded seats a couple years ago. Literally, my dad would get up to go eat, mom sit down and watch commercials, and then they just go back.
No way, that's really funny.
It's really something, isn't
and
it?
you can always enjoy the finger food because that's the best part. I actually went to Buffalo Wild Wings, we ordered out, and that was the highlight of my Super Bowl.
Yeah, absolutely. I remember, I actually, went and got a little seafood at the time, and it was a lot of fun. Went with shrimp, crab, anything, and it was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
just,
with great memories.
With my friends and,
and of course, if your favorite team wins, that's the cherry on top. So the Packers, although they weren't my favorite team, the Bears were. I was happy that they won because
I feel exactly the same way. Really, I do. We know drinks as shaken, stirred, but for Elizabeth Scoville, it's on the rocks.
Oh.
Let's check out what's new for State of the Arts.
Hello and welcome to State of the Arts. I'm your host Elizabeth Scoville, and today we have a talented group of guys that go by the name On the Rocks. For those that are not familiar with On the Rocks, they are an a cappella group from Bradley University. With me now is president of On the Rocks, Christopher Pennant. Thanks for coming, Chris.
Hey, no problem.
So tell me a little of the history of On the Rocks. How did it start?
Well, it was started by a man named Peter Bobus, who was in Bradley Corral back in 2004. I'm not exactly sure of the circumstances, but he started an a cappella group, I believe, with about 4 or 5 guys, and now we're up to 9. We've had as many as 10 or 11, but changes every year, and it's from all sorts of majors. We're at all 5 colleges on the university's campus. We've got accounting majors, engineering majors, music, business, and communications as well.
That's interesting. So together, what kind of venues do you perform at? What kind of gigs do you do?
We performed around campus. A lot of times we perform for out-of-state overnights for students that are seniors in high school coming from around places other than Illinois. We perform for their parents when they come in, orientations, 24 hours of music in the spring, and other places around campus. We're trying to move ourselves off campus somewhat, but it's kind of difficult with student turnover every year. I'm a graduate and I'm still running the group, so that kind of tells you the story.
Understandable. So what does On Rocks have coming up?
Well, we're singing at 24 Hours of Music in April. This has been our first gig of the semester, but we're always really on the lookout for anybody who just wants an a cappella group to come out and do something for them. There's always overnights. We usually get word from somebody in the university's front office, but 24 Hours of Music in April, that would be the next scheduled time that we're performing.
Nice. Well, Chris, if you'd like to join the rest of your group, go right on ahead.
All right.
Tonight, On the Rocks, we'll be performing True by Ryan Cabrera. So whenever you guys are ready, take it away.
I won't talk, I won't breathe, I won't move till you finally see that that you belong with me. You might think I don't look, but deep inside the corner of my mind, I'm afraid to move. I'm weak, it's true, but I'm afraid to know the answer. Do you want me to? 'Cause my heart keeps falling faster. I've waited all my life to cross this line to the only thing that's true. So I will not hide, it's time to try anything to be with you. All my life I've waited, this is true. You don't know what you do, but every time you walk into the room, I'm afraid to move. I'm weak, it's true, but I'm scared to know the ending. Do you see me too? Do you even know you met me? I've waited all my life to cross this line to the only thing that's true. So I will not hide, it's time to try anything to be with you. All my life I've waited, this is true. I know when I go, I'll be on my way to you. The way that's true. I've waited all my life to cross this line to the only thing that's true. So I will not hide, it's time to try anything to be with you. All my life I've waited. This is true.
Applause, applause. You guys are incredible, and you're so sweet, Andrew. Thank you so much for coming out. Thank you, Chris Pennant, for talking with me. You guys are amazing. Well, thank you again for Save the Arts. I'm Elizabeth Scoville. Look up On the Rocks on Facebook by searching On the Rocks. Thank you for watching.
Lizzie, lucky girl, she got sung to.
Yeah, she got serenaded. Wasn't that amazing? That was a great performance by them as a whole, too.
Acapella, you know, you really can't hide your bad voice, per se, if you're an acapella group, because you can't cover it up with a musical instrument. A lot of talented individuals in that group.
Most definitely. I looked and, you know, listened, and it was kind of amazing how they managed to have that harmony
Right,
and then all
and I
know
was
when their
secretly
part
snapping
is.
my fingers behind stage.
Yeah, I had to resist the urge to leave this chair myself. You know, it was a lot of fun listening to them, and I mean, I'm sure they're a real talented group.
Yeah, and he was hitting those high notes better than I could myself.
I was about to say, I think I couldn't hit any of those notes past age 12. I try in the shower. But,
he did, he really did.
Most definitely.
Well, Lizzie, you know, we had a group here, a couple that came, and when the woman singer was Lizzie's age, she was actually the State of the Arts host. Now she's married to one of the performances that came onto her show. So Lizzie needs to keep her eye out for, you know, a lot of.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I mean, it's a good way to meet people, and then of course when you have amazing singers like the one we just saw, you know, they have that natural ability to kind of serenade women.
Right, that's the way to get to women's heart.
Yeah.
Keep that in mind for Valentine's Day.
Oh yeah, I'll sing to all my girl besties, I promise.
Well, thanks for joining us for Midstate Magazine. I'm your host, Marcella Gillen.
And I'm Montel Hardy.